Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2021 Engagement Matters Student Awards Ceremony. Thank you for being with us today. I am Leslie Garvin, the Executive Director of North Carolina Campus Compact. Founded in 2002, NC Campus Compact is a collaborative network of colleges and universities committed to educating students for civic and social responsibility, partnering with communities for positive change, and strengthening democracy. As you can see, our membership consists of 37 colleges and universities representing two-year institutions, as well as four-year public and private institutions. One aspect of our work is that we want to champion and celebrate outstanding community and civic engagement that is happening on our campuses. And so today we are honoring the students who are receiving our 2021 Engagement Awards, starting with the Community Impact Student Award. You'll hear me call it KISA as we move ahead. A little bit about this award. It was launched in 2006, so that means we've had hundreds of students over the years who have been honored with this award, and so we're excited to have this newest cohort join them. It recognizes an outstanding full-time undergraduate or graduate student service leader from one of those member campuses. Recipients must demonstrate a commitment to partnering with others to address community issues, an ability to lead and inspire fellow students, and sustainable impact in their area of service. We are really impressed by this outstanding group of students and what they have accomplished this year in what has again been a challenging context as we continue to deal with the impact of the COVID pandemic. But despite these difficulties, and in some instances because of these challenges, they have stepped up both on campus and in the community to impact the issues that we face as a state and nation. Someone has said, "I alone can't fix the world's problems, but I will do what I can to make a difference where I can." And so we are excited to honor these students who have embraced the call to make a difference. And we will be presenting 3 awards today: KISA, our Marshall Alternative Break Scholarship, and our Barnhill Civic Trailblazer Award. Each of the nomination packets were full of outstanding achievements, as you can imagine, but for the sake of time, we're only going to be able to highlight just a few of them. But I'm certain you'll be able to see just how impressive this group of young folks and students are. The people that actually nominated the students are going to receive the certificate, and it is our hope that many of them will find a way to recognize the students locally as well. We would typically be in person for this session, but for obvious reasons, it is a virtual event once again. And there are a few winners who aren't able to join us today for various reasons, so I'll still acknowledge them. But for those who are with us today, I'm going to actually share a bit of information about them, and then you're actually going to hear from them. And so I'm going to be recognizing the winners in alphabetical order by institution. And so it is now time for our first recipient, and feel free to chat. Those of you who are attending, shout out, congratulate any of the folks that we are recognizing. So our first recipient is Carolyn Bland, a senior from Appalachian State University, whose major is social work. Some of the highlights that were shared about the great work she has done is assisting the Community Engaged Leadership Office there at App State, creating and implementing a new service model that focuses on passion projects. And these passion projects actually help students identify specific social areas that they're passionate about, and then they address them through service, education, philanthropy, and advocacy work. And actually, she supervises 16 students as they're working on these passion projects. She's also interned and volunteered numerous nonprofits and local community partners as a board member, mentor, advisor, team leader, and coordinator. served as a committee chair for the homelessness committee, the poverty committee, and for multiple service events, including Hunger and Homeless Awareness Week, Don't Throw It Away, and Pop-Up Coffee. And is the director of community service for Alpha Gamma Delta. And so congratulations, Carolyn, and please tell us why students should be civically engaged. And if your name is Caroline, as we didn't have a chance to chat, let us know.
Thank you. I think that students should be civically engaged to be able to create those beneficial mutual partnerships with the local community and really to be able to dive into social justice issues that are affecting your local community and help and serve in those ways. And also as a college student, it really gives you a lot of great leadership opportunities and opportunities to further your career in whatever your degree may be and to get to go into collaboration with others for those service opportunities.
Great. Those are very wonderful thoughts, and congratulations on all the great work that you have achieved and accomplished.
Thank you.
All right, so next we are moving on to Duke University. Anjali Gupta, who unfortunately is not able to be with us today. But Anjali is a senior majoring in self-design curriculum, the interplay between health and educational outcomes. So it's a really neat self-design curriculum. Just a few things about the student is she is the founder and CEO of School for a Village, president of Duke Adoptive Grandparent, and president of the Duke Partnership for Service. And congratulations. And she will again be recognized on her campus. Next, we have East Carolina University. And Amrina Rangar is a junior majoring in history. Some highlights are that she is a student leadership assistant for student leadership programs in the Center for Leadership and Civic Engagement, a Rotaract Club member in the Chancellor Student Leadership Academy, and a member of the Pirates Vote team. There, she tackles engagement by coming up with new ways and avenues for student voter registration, creating and implementing a civility dialogue program, dinner and discourse, and assisting with the ECU Citizens Academy. A quote from one of her nominators is, "We are very proud of Amrina and the work that she is involved with in CLCE and on our campus with other programs and clubs. She's a hard worker and is a fantastic representation of ECU." Congratulations, Amrina, please. Tell us why you think students should be civically engaged.
So I believe it's important for students to be civically engaged because we are the future of our country. And getting involved now only makes it easier to stay involved later. Civic engagement shapes the futures of our communities, whether that be through advocating for policy changes, better infrastructure, more education funding, or social justice issues. Setting this example now as college students not only inspires our peers to be civically engaged, but it also inspires the next generation to be civically engaged. Thank you.
Great. Those are inspiring words, and congratulations again. All right, we are moving on. Across the state. Next, we have Elon University, and our recipient is Savannah Josie, a junior majoring in business administration, minoring in Spanish. Unfortunately, Savannah was unable to be with us today, but Savannah is an active participant in programs through the Coronado Center for Civic Life, especially alternative service breaks. She's a business school fellow and a member of the Business Honor Roll for Social Responsibility. So congratulations, Savannah, and she'll be honored locally. Next, we're going across the state, headed east to Fayetteville State University. And our recipient is Jonathan Conover, a graduate student in social work, which I have an MSW, and so I'm a proud ally in that work. Highlights. Jonathan is a member at large for the National Association of Social Work, known as NASW. has served on the board of directors, on the legislative and advocacy committee, is a graduate liaison for Fayetteville State, president of the Student Veterans Association. And I should pause here and say, it is clear Jonathan's passion is veterans issues. And of course, we know Veterans Day is coming up next week. And so we really appreciate that. Jonathan has also completed a study on student veterans and the barriers they experience when transitioning back to civilian life that has been published in a peer-reviewed journal, the Journal of Social Science and Policy Implications. A quote from one of Mr. Conover's nominees is, Mr. Conover is passionate about spreading awareness about veterans issues such as mental health, and he helps Army veterans receive their benefits. Jonathan, congratulations. Please tell us why you think that students should be civically engaged.
The reason I believe students should be civically engaged is essentially just to help others. It's also a great opportunity for them to determine their interest or field of study. Being engaged with the community gives them a chance to keep up with current events, so they can help find solutions to problems faced in their community. It develops cultural competency, being involved with your community. I believe it was President Kennedy that said, everyone can make a difference and everyone should try. Also, I'd like to say thank you, Dr. Bills, and thank you, Valerie, for showing up.
Great. Thank you so much, Jonathan, and congratulations. All right, we're going to continue across the state to High Point University. Our next recipient is Elizabeth Ramirez, a junior majoring in journalism. A few highlights. Elizabeth is a HPU Bonner Leaders participant. We have several Bonner Leaders programs across our state, and HPU is an exceptional program. Volunteers regularly at the High Point Community Clinic. And throughout the summer of 2021, worked with the High Point YWCA to participate in their Vax Connect initiative. This is significant because although High Point University Bonner Leaders are not required to complete service hours, Elizabeth still opted to participate in this risky, physically demanding program, going throughout the community, listening to people's concerns, comforting and educating them, and helping schedule the vaccine appointments, while also recruiting other HPU students to support the program as it knocks on its last doors over the next few months. A quote from a nominator is that Elizabeth demonstrates an extraordinary commitment to her university community as well as to the general public. It's clear that Elizabeth is always willing to pitch in for the good of the community, even when it is incredibly difficult. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Please share why you believe that students should be civically engaged.
So as a person who grew up in a lower income neighborhood and was always below the poverty line, for myself now working with the community and being able to help them, have seen the full circle moments and how when I was a kid, I would receive resources from different volunteers, from different students that were now my age. And I truly appreciate it. And now more, I see how it's kind of shaped me to become a better person, whether it be with kids or older adults. I think that it's very important to give a little bit of you, a little piece of you to the community. And for college campuses, I think it's always good to bridge the gap between your community at your college and then, of course, in your city. So I think that's one of the most important things, why people should try to volunteer and just be engaged in different aspects of the community.
That's really beautiful, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for all that you do, and congratulations again. All right. We're going to keep on heading down the road to North Carolina Central University and Ashley Sherman, a senior majoring in nursing. Some highlights. She is the president of the Student Nurses Association. president of the Department Chair Student Advisory Council, spearheaded and serves as president of NCCU Talk Space, a student peer support group. And actually, I think it was just this week, right, Ashley? You partnered with the United Chinese Americans WAVES program or group to host a webinar, Talking Together Saves Lives, a panel discussion for the community and university on mental health. And the quote is, as a peer support mentor, Ashley saw that mental health education, awareness and support needs to continue, and she was instrumental in getting Talkspace approved as an organization. She will move nursing forward when she graduates. Okay, Ashley, congratulations. Please tell us why you think students should be civically engaged.
Thank you. I believe it is important for students to be civically engaged because it gives you the opportunity to give back. It gives you the opportunity to be involved and make a difference. And also you're setting an example for those around you. And also being involved gives you the opportunity to network, not just for your community right around you, but even communities farther away.
Great, that is wonderful. Thank you so much. We're excited for you and everyone else who's being honored who are going into these careers where we really need people who have a heart for lives and want to do great work. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. We are now headed to nearby, not too far away, North Carolina State University. And we have Cyrus Rod, a graduate student in electrical engineering and computer engineering. Some highlights. He was a summer intern with the Institute for Emerging Issues, which is actually housed at NC State, a Caldwell Fellow, a CAT Top Scholar athlete, an ACC Honor Roll athlete, but a founder and co-director of the Campus Conversations Project, which is a really interesting model to bring people together to talk about difficult issues. And under his leadership, this model is now a campus-wide organization that continues to expand at NC State. Their newest partnership, which is really exciting, is with Winston-Salem State University, and it's going to offer a cross-institutional conversation led by student facilitators from both institutions. A quote from a nominator is, as a second-generation American, Cyrus carries a deep commitment to the value of civic life and the power of connection across difference. In my 29 years at NC State, he is one of the most mature and impactful student leaders I have had the privilege to know. Congratulations. Please tell us why students should be civically engaged.
First of all, I want to thank Dr. Odom for the nomination and for her support in basically everything that I've done since getting to NC State. Wouldn't be here without her for sure. And then as to your question, Leslie, I think it comes from a kind of an awareness that we're all members of communities at multiple levels. And so we're shaped by those knowingly or unknowingly. And so when we choose to engage and be civically engaged in those communities, we're kind of investing in the communities that shape us. So we're investing in ourselves and every individual that's a member of that community. And so I think it's kind of a big step to take that personal responsibility and say, me as an individual, I can have this impact on everyone around me. And so I think that's kind of a phenomenon and an opportunity that we should all be taking advantage of.
Wow, that is a great reminder and a charge for all of us to get engaged. Congratulations again. Okay, we're going to keep on traveling across the state. And we have the University of North Carolina at Asheville. So we're up in the mountains now. Rogelio Gomez Zacarias, a senior majoring in Spanish language and literature, and also pursuing his K through 12 teacher licensure. Now, He is unable to be with us today, but he is a volunteer for AVID, a before and after school program at Asheville High School. And he helped create and establish bibliotequitas, little freestanding libraries in Latinx neighborhoods around Asheville, partnered with local high school to make the boxes, coordinated with teachers to secure book donations, consulted with organizations locally about where to place those free libraries, and organized a book drop-off. So really impactful work there in Asheville, trying to help with literacy throughout the city. Now we are moving to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. We have Sneha Makhijani. I am hoping that I am doing justice to that beautiful name. She is a senior majoring in biology and neuroscience, and believe it or not, also minoring in health and society and chemistry, which just blows me away as someone who science is a wonder to me. So some highlights. I should pause and say there were 2 pages of involvement and I only picked a few highlights. I'm actually amazed with the majors and the minors, but there's time for this great work. But she's a member of the Carolina COVID-19 Student Services Corps, undergraduate volunteer and club treasurer for Carolina Pediatric Attention Love and Support, CPALS, co-director, operations committee member, and camp counselor for Camp Kassim, I think I'm saying that correctly, founder and president of the Carolina Health Samaritan Society, CHSS, and a SECU Public Fellows intern with Men and Women United for Youth and Families in Delco, North Carolina. Through this organization, which is a nonprofit organization that promotes economic and personal development in the rural communities of Bladen, Brunswick, and Columbus counties, she served as a youth team leader, all virtually, organizing and hosting leadership and training programs, and hosted a diversity, equity, and inclusion workshop for the organizations. Then after her formal summer internship was complete, she continued to partner with them on projects like college skill and application workshops. According to her nominators, she spent time designing and implementing the DEI workshops to improve understanding of the difficult situations facing Carolinians of diverse backgrounds and reveal how one can help empower and support others of diverse backgrounds in light of the urgent need to end prejudice and bolster the idea of belonging. Her efforts can have a sustainable impact in creating a more inclusive local community. Congratulations. Please tell us, why should students be civically engaged?
Thank you so much for the introduction, Leslie. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sneha Makhijani, and I'm a senior at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I want to take a moment to thank my Carolina community who have shown me why it's important for students to be civically engaged. My teachers, mentors, and friends who have provided me opportunities and shown me my path at Chapel Hill. This is a community that I give back to because it has given so much to me. To me, civic engagement is a powerful fulcrum that ties the spectrum of people and places. And through my experiences, I've understood how important it is for students to be civically engaged. When I'm a counselor for the children at Camp Kassim, whose parents are battling terminal illnesses like cancer, I'm able to help them cope with the changes in their lives. This allows me to positively impact these children and their families. As a Carolina Center for Public Service SECU intern to Men and Women United for Youth and Families, I worked with the youth of rural North Carolina as we navigated health and leadership during the pandemic. Together, we've developed the ability to work with a range of diverse perspectives. As president and founder of UNC's Carolina Health Samaritan Society, I lead community service events and develop future leaders who will further leave a meaningful impact on the community. In conclusion, I believe it's important for students to be civically engaged, to have a strong sense of self-efficacy, be able to interact with diverse perspectives, and have an increased interpersonal awareness while enabling meaningful social change. Because this is what keeps us working towards a better tomorrow. Once again, thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations, and thank you for all the great work that you're doing. All right, let's go to the University of North Carolina in Charlotte. And we're going to honor Natalie Hernandez Montes, a junior majoring in anthropology. A few highlights. She has volunteered with Siembra, helping with voter registration and mobilization efforts during the 2020 election. Also helping with COVID-19 information initiatives. And I should say, this organization is a grassroots organization focused on defending Latinx communities from ICE, abusive employers and landlords, and bad politicos. She is also a Bonner leader, and we had a Bonner leader earlier who has served with several organizations. Camino Community Center. She's volunteered with local artist Hannah Hassan and the Optimist Park Oral History Project team and Circle de Luz. Her nominator says she has a quiet power and demonstrates subtle but steady leadership in this work. Congratulations. Please share with us why you believe students should be civically engaged.
Yeah, so I wanted to thank Dr. Johnson for nominating me. Thank you. And I just think, because I came from Randleman, and that's near Greensboro, so it's far away from Charlotte. And I just thought it was a great opportunity to not only get more familiarized with the city of Charlotte, but also to get connected with people within the community and just get to learn more about everyone and just the issues that were being affected within the community of Charlotte. And with all those three organizations that I've been working with, I was able to see the issues that are affecting everyone and be able to help them in any way that I can. Thank you.
Great, congratulations and thank you. Next up, we have the University of North Carolina in Greensboro. Jessica Agbe-Mavor is a senior majoring in political science. Unfortunately, Jessica is not able to be with us today, but some highlights: she's responsible for food insecurity initiatives within the Office of Leadership and Civic Engagement, and is a democracy fellow, encouraging students to register to vote and make a difference in local and national elections. So congratulations, Jessica. She'll be honored locally. Now, the University of North Carolina, Pembroke. We have Kiana Myers, a senior majoring in international business. Some highlights. She has been involved with the Hawk Camp as a participant and lead. As part of the UNCP Tuition and Fee Committee, is the student representatives. Sounds like that's a really important voice to be at the table. And is serving as the MVP Student Hunger Ambassador for the North Carolina Collegiate Hunger Challenge. But her key role is with the Care Resource Center as a manager. This center includes an on-campus food pantry and a professional clothing closet that's open to students, faculty, staff, and community members. With the other care team members, they were able to serve over 2,300 patrons in the last academic year, assisting with raising $11,291 in donations and helping recover over 59,000 pounds of food. The nominator has said Kiana embodies the characteristics of servant leadership. In her various roles on campus, she leads her peers in service by setting an example of what it means to be an active and engaged leader and citizen. Congratulations, Kiana. Can you let us know why you think students should be civically engaged?
Civic engagement is the foundation of our society and the communities we belong to. It's crucial that we not only be civically engaged, but model to other students that they can and should be too. Ever since Hawk Camp, this program orchestrated by UNCP's Community and Civic Engagement, I have found that when students are engaged, ideas are free-flowing and they address the issues that our communities are facing. I have the privilege of working at the Care Resource Center, and like Ms. Leslie mentioned, it's the on-campus food pantry that serves students, faculty, staff, and community members. We address our community's needs of food insecurity and poverty. I'm proud to work with them and be involved in my community as a student. Overall, being civically engaged can be extremely rewarding for students. I would also like to give the biggest thank you to my director, Christy Poteet, who has been vital in my career at UNCP.
Congratulations. We're glad we got it to work.
Thank you.
All right, so we now are moving to the coast, to the University of North Carolina in Wilmington. And we are pleased to honor Christopher Neal, a senior majoring in creative writing and minoring in Africana studies. Some highlights. This was another where there were pages of highlights. Busy, busy young folks. Founder of the Coalition of Black Student Leaders, Black Student Union president, founder and social chair of Black Boy Joy, founder of Rhyme and Reason Poetry Society, a member of the university's Renewal and Change Accountability Committee. Oh, let's go back. There we go. All right. We're missing. All right, I will read it then. I'll say that in the BSU role, Chris has helped organize and write a 20-page prospectus for how the university could better serve Black students. His leadership is responsible for their chancellors committing $2 million behind Black and multicultural initiatives at the university that includes hiring, staffing, and raising of salaries. A quote from a nominator is, "Chris is a shining star. Last year's University Student Leader of the Year, a Cultural Center Ambassador, a Child of Faith, a Man of Action. We love him and believe he is overdue for recognition on every possible level." Chris, congratulations. Please tell us why you think that students should be, well, civically engaged.
Thank you. First, I just want to give thanks to God for giving me these gifts and all these talents that I have today. And then I also want to give a thanks out to my parents just for the way they raised me and just for helping me become the young man I am today. And I also want to thank my nominator, Director Sean Palmer, who has been a mentor, has been a brother, has been a father figure, has been so much to me. I just want to say thank you so much to y'all first. And students should be civically engaged within their community because we are the change that we want to see. Because I think lots of times students forget how much power that they have and how much that they can actually change their environment. And it's important to know that you have every right to change your environment because you deserve everything that you get from your university. And I know for my community, lots of times it's, oh, do we really deserve to be here? Or are we lucky to go to this university? And something somebody told me is that this university is lucky to have us. And something that my mother always told me is when there's changing needing to be happen, why not you? So yeah.
Wow, congratulations, Chris. And I appreciate that call to ask ourselves, why not me? Thank you. All right, you've already had a sneak peek that we are moving back up to the mountains to Western Carolina University. We have with us Holly Miller, a third year majoring in history and social sciences education, and minoring in political science. Some highlights. All right, so Holly is the president of the Student Democracy Coalition, and they hosted the largest and most successful Break the Tie National Voter Registration Day event ever at Western Carolina. She's a volunteer assistant instructor at the Catamount School, a middle school operated by WCU and the Jackson County Public Schools. There, she has assisted in the production of the theater club's plays, or theater arts clubs plays, help students build set pieces, learn their lines, and create programs and advertising materials, and also help students learn their vocal parts in chorus for their holiday show. She's also president of the Brinson Honors College Board of Directors. Her nominator has said, Holly is a phenomenal leader, and the Student Democracy Coalition has thrived under her leadership. As she is a third-year student, I'm excited to see what she does with her final 3 semesters here at Western. I know that we as a campus will benefit greatly from her work, and she will absolutely leave her mark as a catamount. Congratulations, Holly. All right, please share with us why you think students should be civically engaged.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone in Western Carolina's Center for Community Engagement and Service Learning. They have been such a huge support system for all student leaders on campus, and particularly SDC. We really couldn't do what we do without them. Ultimately, students are at college to learn, and I believe that that education really extends beyond the classroom. Civic engagement is incredibly important, and we really need to help our students grow. Encouraging students to become civically engaged allows them to start building habits that will follow them throughout the rest of their lives. A lot of my work on campus is centered around getting students to vote, and it's been proven that when people start voting young, they continue to do so throughout the rest of their lives. I also think it's really important for young voices to be heard, and getting our students engaged with their communities is a wonderful way to promote their voices. So thank you so much for having me today.
Congratulations, Holly. That was wonderful. Okay. Now, before we move to our next award, because this is the completion of our Community Impact Student Award winners, whatever you want to do in the chat, just join me in celebrating all the amazing KISA winners. What an amazing, incredible group of humans, and I'm grateful to share space in the world. Congratulations to you all. Thank you to all the nominators, and I hope that you'll continue to do this great work in the world, because we need you. All right, our next award is our 2021 Marshall Alternative Break Scholarship. All right, a little bit about this. It supports the participation of college students in an alternative break program organized by one of our member schools. Students must demonstrate capacity and desire to lead, facilitate, or organize a break trip. The alternative break must occur in the current academic year. It could be in the fall, winter, spring, or summer. And it is between $250 and $500. So for folks who don't know what an alternative break is, I actually was part of that back when I was in school. This is a great opportunity to commit to service during the entire spring break and to get to travel to different locations and learn about those communities. What's fun about this scholarship, it was actually created in 2015 by Aaron Marshall, who is a former Community Impact winner. And he won the Barnhill Civic Trailblazer Award, which we'll present at the end. During his undergraduate career at Western Carolina University, Aaron was part of 9 alternative service breaks as a participant and leader. He was at one of our student conferences where we traditionally hand out this award, came up to me and said, I would like to pay it forward. Alternative breaks were so important to me. I think it's important that others have this opportunity. And so we are really excited. I believe Aaron is going to speak in a moment. He's going to be with us today. But what a wonderful testimony to the power of continuing to ensure that those behind us have the opportunities that we were given. This year's winner is Katrina Gomez from NC State University. Katrina is a junior majoring in international studies. Her trip is to Rutherfordton, let's hope that I said that correctly, North Carolina. And their community partner is the Rutherford Housing Partnership, which is a local nonprofit that provides urgently needed repairs to the homes of qualified, low-income, elderly, and disabled homeowners in the county. She is going to be given a $500 scholarship. And she actually has had experience with alternative service breaks, because in 2019, she was able to go to Puerto Rico and aid in hurricane relief. Reflecting on that trip in her application, she says, I learned what you specifically do doesn't matter. It does not make the project more or less meaningful when you give your time to others to help them in any way. It is valued and appreciated in ways we can never fully understand. I learned that I enjoy spending my time helping others in their community. It is powerful to spend your time in an impactful way, and the smallest things can transform someone's daily life or community. These funds are going to be used to support lodging and travel costs and the purchase of materials. Would you like to share with us, Katrina?
Yes, thank you so much. So personally, at this point in my life, there are a lot of things that I don't know or don't have the answer to, like what career I want to pursue after graduation, or what if graduate school would be my next kind of step. But what I do know is how I feel when I become civically engaged, whether it was through clubs like the Rotaract Club, or through service trips with my school. My eyes opened to kind of like a different part of me that I didn't know was there. And I found excitement in giving my time to make changes in my community, whether they were big or small. I realized the impact that I personally made within my community and those around me. And so I feel it's important for students to be civically engaged because it's kind of like a time in our life at this moment where we have the opportunity to explore our goals and use this time as opportunity to figure out what we want to do and how we want to personally contribute to our society. And I feel that no matter how you choose to be engaged, you gain a sense of purpose and hope to make changes that are needed and lasting within your community. So I just want to say thank you for this award because it allows me to continue being civically engaged.
Congratulations. And we look forward to hearing all about how the trip goes and all the impact that you'll have there.
Yes,
I just learned, unfortunately, that Mr. Marshall was not able to be with us, but he'll be reaching out to you personally to congratulate you. Okay, we are moving on to our final award of the day. And this is, oh, I meant to mention that Katrina's trip is in March. This is our 2021 Barnhill Civic Trailblazer Award. John Barnhill was an outstanding trailblazing student leader while he was at Elon University. And he actually helped found our North Carolina Campus Compact that we're all part of today. And he was our first executive director. We had launched this award in 2011 to honor the trailblazing that he did that led to us all being able to do the work that we do on campuses and have the network that we have. Mr. Barnhill, unfortunately, is not able to be with us today. But what you should know about this award is that the recipient is going to be honored twice. So we're acknowledging her today, but formally, when we have our President's Forum, which is in February, and our presidents and chancellors from our member campuses are going to be there, she will be honored in person. And so I'm really excited about that opportunity. And the winner is, oh, I should tell you that this award recognizes one undergraduate student in the state, just one. They have to be in their final year. So if they're at a two-year institution, they'll be in their second year. If they're in a four-year institution, they'll be in their fourth year, or however that works out with them being in their final year. They should demonstrate innovation and civic engagement. They should work to integrate their service into campus structures. They should inspire others to serve, and they should make a meaningful impact on campus or in the community. I will have to tell you that our review committee, which is comprised of faculty and staff from campuses across the state and across our network, thought this was one of the hardest decisions they've made because there are so many incredible students. But in the end, this person came forth clearly as someone who needs to be honored for the great work that she has done. And the winner is Anya Taylor from North Carolina A&T State University. She is a senior majoring in political science and minoring in sociology. I had the opportunity to talk with her yesterday, and I can tell you her passion for the sense that so many students might feel defeated and that their voice can't make a difference and that they can't change the world. And she absolutely rejects that. She believes that students have the power, and her goal is to inspire all of them to know this. So she has been on SGA all 4 years. Some of her roles have been chair of the SGA Political Action Committee, chief of staff. She serves on the leadership team for the North Carolina A&T Civic Engagement Coalition. She has served as the voter registration chair, the Civic Learning and Engagement Work Group chair. She is a campus election engagement project fellow, or has been. She organized and supervised the Civic Champions program. She's vice president of the National Black Law Student Association. She was a member of North Carolina A&T's winning team, and they were part of our North Carolina Campus Compact Community Change Collegiate Challenge. They competed against 15 other campuses, had to come up with an idea for addressing food insecurity, and they won $1,500. After they won, she went back and made sure that they were doing great work around food insecurity. And just some of her honors, the long list, has been as part of the National Campus Compact Newman Civic Fellowship, and receiving the Excellence in Political Engagement Award for the Office of Student Development at North Carolina A&T State University. These are just a few photos of Anya in action. You can see her marching and advocating, trying to sign folks up to participate, being part of webinars for Constitution Day. And see, there's some quotes from her nominators. She is in her own right a change maker and problem solver at this institution. She has served and continues to serve her HBCU well. She has maintained a stellar academic standing while rising above the challenges of active student engagement and classroom success. Anya is truly in a league of her own. She has an outstanding ability to lead and inspire her peers to get involved. Congratulations, Anya, for being the 2021 Barnhill Civic Trailblazer Award recipient. Please share your thoughts with us about why students should be civically engaged.
Wow, that is a lot to follow up. But first off, I believe that it is imperative that students become civically engaged at their collegiate level because it prepares them for adulthood. Through civic engagement, students are able to gain a plethora of skills, such as critical thinking, communication, and networking, to name a few. Civic engagement is an umbrella term that encompasses various things. It encompasses political and non-political processes, community involvement, and voter advocacy. To be civically engaged is to work towards something that is bigger than you. Participating in this kind of work allows one to learn the principles of true selflessness. It's working to make a difference in our communities, our schools, and our lives. It's creating the society and world we aspire to live in today. Civic engagement is not a monolith. There's no right or necessarily wrong way to view civic engagement. Students can get civically engaged through different ways, such as planning protests, attending local board of election or city council meetings, and by simply bringing awareness to various issues or creating the space for civic dialogue. Before I wrap up, my recognition for this award would not be complete without acknowledging my village that is continuously molding me to be a better woman every day. Thank you, North Carolina A&T, for accepting me and now allowing me to start a legacy of future HBCU Barnhill Civic Trailblazers. Thank you to my friends, family, Dreams, and Alpha Mu, OSE, Dr. Dawn Murphy for the prestige nomination, and to someone I hold near and dear to me, Tiffany C. Wright. My journey to and through civic engagement would not be possible without your guidance, love, and perseverance, and passion to make a difference. Again, thank you all so much. I'm truly honored and overwhelmed, and just thank you all so much.
Congratulations, Anya, so well deserved. And I'm sure you see your village has shown up and they are shouting you out in the chat. And we look forward to being in person when we can recognize you formally with the award. And I just want to say how inspired I am by you and by all the winners today, truly. All right, so we are almost at the end, but I wanted to share a quote, and I think this is in fitting with what everyone has shared today, our powerful Community Impact Student Award winners, our exciting Marshall Alternative Break Scholarship recipient, and of course, our Barnhill Trailblazer. And this is from Amanda Gorman, the first Youth Poet Laureate. She says in her poem, "The Hill We Climb," "We will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. There is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it." So congratulations again to all of our winners. I am just blown away by all of the great work that you all are doing in the world. And all I can say is thank you. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful day. Congratulations.